wait here just a few minutes here. Give people a chance to get in. I think UNH had a good day, right? Gee, I think we have UNH blasting today, don't we? Yeah. So. Let this breathe for a minute, and then we'll probably start in like, give it 3 minutes. Let this breathe. Oh, hungry. Didn't eat too much. I need more breakfast. Let's make this quick though. Once we get going, want to cover a few guys here. Well, really just a couple. One to UNH and then Dynatronics, DYNT. Interesting ticker there. Fundamentally, I'm surprised they haven't been acquired, honestly. But in general, very, very good business. Just not. The only problem is that they have their market. I don't want to say they saturated it, but it's not like a expanding market there, and their products are really essentially the standard for electrotherapy, heat. It's all sports med and rehab stuff. So they kind of own the market, but like what are you going to keep doing? Going to athletic, physical therapy, physical therapist office, chiropractors, orthopedic surgeons, targeting schools, going their athletic training staff. I mean, those guys, you're dealing with people who have specific budgets, right? So especially if you're going to schools, like those athletic training programs only have so much money to buy new stuff with, and if it's just a newer model of what you already have, and unless it's dramatically better in some way and it's not astronomically expensive, yeah, then maybe you can get a sale. But you're looking for people that are just they have money to spend, and hopefully this is the year they can buy some newer version, or maybe something finally broke. But you don't really have a lot of opportunities there for targets. You're just waiting for hopefully one of those situations to come to fruition. Anyway, let's get started. Let's do our usual, take a look at the SPY. Still kind of just, I know it's a mess, guys, and I apologize, but that's how I kind of see where the next obstacle is coming, or in some cases, the floor. So obviously, the reaction for this weekend was yesterday, but honestly, this anchored VWAP from the high has been in control. She's still, I mean, I didn't draw this perfect, but you can see that that's what's the support here is this downtrend ray. So, that amber bar means that we're in transition here. So we're opening up purple now, which means we're bearish. And it looks like a deep purple. So unless she decides to reverse here, which, you know, we do have support here at RSI. There's some RSI support here, which is stronger than you would believe, typically believe. So that this could be a spot where she could possibly reverse. Obviously, she has to make it about halfway up before we can get a little bit excited. And she'd have this resistance right there. So we're looking at maybe if she get above 510 the next couple days, maybe we can start to feel like, you know, that was just a reaction coming back into some support. The issue here is, look, so there's a gap here. You got a shelf here and a shelf here. But we moved up this. This is highs, right? All-time highs, essentially, really easily. So where should she be? You know, we'd be looking at this 481, you know, down to 475 area for some support. Notice how the daily Keltner channel is outside the monthly. I know it's probably hard to see, but here's the top and the bottom of the daily Keltner channel. We're expanding, but even then, we're still completely outside the monthly, which is here. So this, although there's some headlines, and there's obviously the Fed, there's the issues going on in the Middle East, all the geopolitical stuff that could accelerate, we're still totally, like, you know, within the bounds of normal market activity. There's a point where they're going to want to get it. There's a time and a date and a price that they're going to want to get the sucker to a certain, you know, spot. It could be getting there, you know, almost 90% there early, you know, within a week, or it's a slow grind and slow incremental changes to finally get to that point. But it's all pre-planned, guys. So just don't freak out. Headlines do matter, but don't think the reaction to the headline and how much it moves really is you know, calibrated for the headline. What else we got here? Coming up off the bottom, nothing here for the Qs. So the Qs tried to get above their anchored VWAP, but there's this solid lid right here on that one. So let's take a look at the XLV. Still looks ugly. So that's off the bottom anchored VWAP. Not perfect, but did she have support in here? Yeah, she's got a few wicks here that could help her. Yeah, could have helped her out. Angle of attack is still very much the downside. Decent recovery, though, today. That could be enough to be piercing. What are we looking at? Ugh, she's done. The XLV is probably being held up by UNH, which is, and CVS. See all the payers, managed care, insurance companies. They're doing really well today. We'll take a look at those in just a moment. How's Kathy Woods doing? Still, you know what stinks, and I've said this a few times, like, I've had a few tickers that I've loved for so long, and then during COVID, you know, anything Kathy Woods was, like, on fire, right? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, you know, some of the other, like, I was happy that, like, you know, you were getting some sympathy for being, you know, involved with Kathy Woods, but all the other stuff that she's involved in and how much she was, like, just pushing this and that, I'm like, oh no, this, at some point they're going to turn against her. And, you know, now I'm sitting here with, you know, Cirrus and PacB and a few other ones that, you know, Schrodinger, she was involved with that one for a little bit. Man, like, when they're good, and then, you know, anything Kathy Woods got destroyed for 2 years now. It's still just ugly. It stinks because you know, a lot of the stuff I think she has a good idea of what she's targeting, but Christ, beat up. All right, so let's take a look at UNH now. Now they reported. Oh wow, that's impressive. You take a dividend stock that's moving what, 7%. Now, why is it moving 7%? She's getting to the bottom of the monthly Keltner channel. She's outside the daily. So here's the bottom of the monthly, daily. pullback here. Where's your support? Now resistance, right? So like here. She's got enough in here. There's a few spots. Let's just put the lowest one there. Interesting area to just finally put the brakes on, though. Right, so you go down here. So that's the lid. So she popped up, but she's probably going to fail to get really above that for the day. Let's take a look actually at the monthly. So I need to. I'm just not seeing. Yeah. So here we go. This is probably better for us to look at, right? Yeah, that's pretty good, guys, right? She's sitting right above that. So she holds above 445. Still bullish. Right? So this is the monthly. I mean, you're looking at this. Here's the problem, obviously, right? You got double top. From the high, she's below the anchored VWAP from there. She was trading outside the quarterly. I mean, it's just again, it's just kind of a pullback. Not freaking out. CVS though, this could be a sign for a potential reversal here, huh? If you can hold this up, no. She's just getting hammered. Now this would be a concerning double top. Because I think there's enough here for this. Right? Does she have anything? Oh yeah, so this one, all right, so let's see. This is what we like to look at, right? So it's not clean, but you can see that sucker. 1, 2. Now, it's okay for it to go down, but as long as it finishes above. So we're down here. Maybe she looks to get to 67.30-ish. I mean, she could probably dip below that and still be okay. Now, off the bottom, she's below the anchored VWAP from the low here. Let's take a look. What's our low? Probably from, we'll use this sucker, right? Because that's kind of the start. Yeah, so she's below that sucker too. Yeah, CVS, hands off for a while, guys. She does not look healthy. I mean, I'm willing to grab some more, that's for sure, but this bar is, that's concerning. All right, so let's take a look at DYNT. Now this one, you can go and look. I went and did my homework on the sucker, and I can't find essentially anything to say why this sucker's go. I looked for any sort of competitor press releases, and then I looked at that's the first thing I do. Once I see that something's up, I take a quick look at the daily chart, and then, is there any reason? Go look for any fundamental reason why this sucker's popping today, and it's all completely just technical as far as I know. I can't find anything in the news that the reason why it's popping. You know why I know it's technical? Look at that. This is coming from this far back, right? Hits that. Now notice. This line's not me. This is an actual. You can tell it if you could touch on it. This is actually Trend Spider's algo finding this sucker. Boom, comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, this gets above, but again, closes below. Boom, 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 boom. Now, yesterday she breaks out, right? And this is where we're at. What'd she fly up to today? She was up at 90 cents at one point, right? So it's just a technical breakout. She had a good day yesterday. Now she's fighting for it. But as long as she basically holds, what's the low? 55. If she holds above 55 for the low, she's going to have trouble here. There's enough volume in this. But, if she gets above that, closes above 75, I'd say, that's a good sign. Might get some continuation. Now, as a company, again, these guys, I was saying in the intro, I was waiting around. These guys I don't expect them to report massive growth, but they're undervalued for their revenue. They're undervalued for the what they can make in a year. So definitely worth looking at. Anybody else in that we should take a look at here in BioBoom before we move on from them? Pac B getting crushed. I'll buy some Pac B today. It's sitting right on the this downtrend rank or of the RSI. Easy pickup, guys. Cardinal Health getting beat up this morning for what reason? They should be in there with Elevance. All right, so I'm going to close it up today. We got a few minutes. So I'm going to put, Cardinals, probably have to adjust Cardinal. CVS, UNH, probably getting towards the top there for the watch list. Definitely looking at DYNT. Bioreactor, I haven't really felt, what's the word? Encouraged or enticed, motivated to pick up one of these guys, but just seems like whenever you have BioBooms making big moves and obviously healthy dividends, there's just not enough attention to the bioreactor. It's like one of the two. It's like all this balancing act between the three portfolios. You're not really getting all three of them running it up or falling off a cliff. Now, a lot of this is just bouncing from yesterday. I'm going to grab some Pac B in a minute when we open up. What can she whip down to? I'm grabbing some, 100%. I don't care what their revenue estimates is. That's fine. All right, guys. I'm going to leave it there. Sorry for just stalling out. Got to get moving. Again, I got a article coming out for Fate. Should have another one. We had yesterday. We had our preparation for Abbott Labs. Looking for a potential grab if there's just an overreaction to them having kind of a mixed earnings. So it's anticipated because they're spending money, their EPS should be down, and their revenue should not be great year over year because they're still experiencing a decent drop-off in COVID-19 revenues. So we're just waiting there. We'll take it. Anyway, good luck. Stay healthy.